Better health, better life. Another season with fresh discussions.
Ngithi indzaba letibalulekile tetempilo la ekhaya Eswatini zokunukelela ehlelweni nokuphila masangana.
To learn from our health professionals.
Psychosocial support group for mothers who are going through the journey of motherhood for all mothers.
Nanzi kuphila ube intombi yakeni bebasifusa nje esontweni ube jahala ke nabujaha and knowing that I'm a young man.
Angeke ufithe la groupini ungabhemi. So vele directly tawufuna nami ngibhemi kanti bengingakufuni lokubhema.
Coming to you every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. here on Eswatini TV. Better health, better life. Your gateway to a healthy living.
Lalela ngikutshela tindzaba letibuye enkosini uthokandaba tinvombi imbali yemaswati ayiphelele esigodlweni embangweni mhla timfica kuyo inyoni tiyawubhalisa ngalelo langa tite nemhlanga wato mhla tilishumi kuyo inyoni tiyachitha mhla tilishumi nakunye tiyagidza umyalo etikhulwini nguleso naleso sikhulu sidzingeke sikhiphe emajalamane kude kuthi nakukhona kungaphili kwamunye wabantwana mabili emajaha akhone kubikela abatali ngisho umntwana sakafakwe esibhedlela tikhulu tifanele tiyale emajaha netintfombi nakuphuma emphakatsini emajaha ayatiswa ukuthi tintfombi titawulala todwa nemajaha alale odwa siyimbali yemaswati sichakazile sitayincoba i-AIDS usho njalo ke msoso omnyama kulaba lithula odunga ndaba wasembelebeleni sisho njalo ke sigudutsa simnyama siyesabeka bethe wena waphakathi wena ongangezintaba lokhipha simemetelo indvuna yetinfombi ndonduduzo zuzu zubuko nine bekunene tinfombi tiyatiswa ukuthi atingeti netinwele tekubolekwa atinge makeup atinga rouge boba betikhulu bayatiswa ukuthi abayalisise kahle bantfu lababukile ukuthi bangadzimati bashayela ibutho nakwentekile lokho nalo lilahle kubo tinsatheli tekhane tangaphandle tiyatiswa ukuthi atithathisise kahle ngaphambi kokuthi tibhale ethe unophakathi
Join Eswatini TV as we take you down memory lane with our historical content from yesteryears in a slot called Replay. Shows such as Swazi View, Sibobani Tine celebrate our diverse culture and landscape.
Umthimba ke wawuqhamuka eludzeludze.
Sinibingelele siphindze sinamukele ehlelweni lapho khona sithi Sibobani Tine.
Sine bayasibudla. Singamakhanzambili sibashweshwe thina.
Get entertained in song and dance with Coca-Cola WhatsApp. Let's rise.
What's up? What's up? Hoi, 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 hoi.
Welcome to your favorite program, Let's Rise.
And for in-depth conversations, make sure not to miss Asikulumsane. On in 30 minutes. Meet the people. Replay will take you down memory lane. Rejuvenate your love for content filled with historical information.
Ndokhumbula ukuthi uma ukhothama yona inkosi Mswati ubambile Thanzile Ndwandwe kwase kubekwa yena ke luthongo.
Ngikukhumbula nje irobot yayikhona embabane kuphela.
Re-energize your soul and revive your viewing passion for Eswatini TV. Be sure to join us every Monday to Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eswatini TV replay.
Why should we pay our TV license?
The content on our local television is actually more up to date. The industry is enhanced.
It is a criminal offense not to pay your TV license and attracts a fine of 500 emalangeni or 6 months imprisonment.
And the industry is definitely blooming, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have for you. But we'll be right back just after the break and we'll give you more of Missed Fee.
Pay my TV license. That's why I can enjoy the benefits of an enhanced industry and keep track with recent transformation.
Mommy, who paid for a TV license and what are they paying for?
The owners of TV set and a gadget with a tuner like DVD set have to pay.
Pay your TV license at NetBank with the details provided on screen. Or use your cell phone via the mobile money pay. You could also visit your nearest post office and pay there. Pay your TV license via Eswatini Mobile Imali. Any TV device retailer can purchase a license to trade. Pay your TV license and enhance the industry.
Good evening, this is Eswatini TV News at 8. I am Notile Sitole alongside Zamanzi Manze. First up, let's have a look at our top stories. The Minister of Finance says government is currently undertaking processes to procure protective clothing for members of the country's security forces. The Minister for Home Affairs urges chiefs to allow maidens to attend this year's Umhlanga Reed dance. Minister of Tourism Moses Vilagati says governments have to find a solution for visa-related issues. Glad to have you with us. The Minister of Finance, Nurkenberg, says government is currently undertaking processes to procure protective clothing and equipment for members of the security forces as they are currently under attack. The minister states that government is making the safety of the officers a priority, especially during this time.
The Minister of Finance, Neil Riekenbeck, says the safety of officers in the security forces is one of government's top priorities. The minister says government has already started processes of purchasing equipment to ensure they are safe as they conduct their duties.
At the moment, security forces being exposed to the new threat that really is in the country without protective, for instance, bulletproof vests as an example, is really not right. So we're really moving as quick as we can as government to try to take care of that measure. Obviously, they have their budgets that they have in the year for equipment and things that they need, but unfortunately, that budget is seeming they'll be utilizing that budget fully. So tomorrow, actually, at tomorrow's cabinet, I'm submitting a supplementary budget which has got elements in for the security forces, so that they can, especially the police, so that they can get, for instance, bulletproof vests and some equipment that they need with the new threat that they're having to deal with.
The minister says government is giving this matter the urgency it deserves. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs Moses Vilakazi says governments have to find a solution to visa issues. The minister has said this during the trial and familiarization talk gala dinner held at the Royal Villas. The dinner was attended by delegations from Mpumalanga in South Africa and Mozambique.
The purpose of the visit was to take tour operators from Eswatini, Mpumalanga and Mozambique to different tourist attraction sites in the three countries. The tour began in the country on Monday. Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs Moses Vilakazi says there has to be a solution to the issue of visas so tourists can be able to move in and out of the three countries.
Uma ngabe sibambe kahle ka tourism banengi bantu labangaqashwa asilungiseni lenye indzaba yemavisa ayasihlupha kanti phela lo muntu nasangene efikile la asisabangisani, we don't compete, siyasebenzisana siyacomplementana ngoba lo muntu nakakubonile la ufuna ukubona lokunye kulelenye indzawo kepha nangabe lamavisa ethu angahambisani sitaba letinkinga.
Mpumalanga Province Finance, Economic Development and Tourism MEC Prince Vusumuzi Mkachwa addressed the importance of rehabilitating roads.
The road network is something that must be prioritized by all governments. There's no tourist that wants to travel in roads full of potholes. And we had this discussion earlier on that you see tourists love their cars. They love their cars. They want to drive. And we must make it possible for them to do exactly that.
Members of Parliament made their input.
As a House of Assembly, House of Parliament, we are here to support you and to support even the budget that is being cut on an annual basis. We'll make sure that this one comes to an end, Honourable Minister.
Sivile nathi thina leseParliament sabona ukuthi nguphi la kufanele ukuthi silekelele khona. Maneke lengakakuva kahle ngeke ngakubuda ke nasi khuluma leParliament sikhuluma yona indzaba yekota performance yalitiko la tourism. Ngebuta kakhulu ngendzaba yebantfu besikolo ukuthi bona abantu besikolo abathathwa njengema-tourist.
The delegation is expected to proceed to Mozambique on Wednesday morning, where further tourist destinations will be visited. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela with Temba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
The net is closing in on businesses that default on paying tax as the amended VAT Act comes into action from the 1st of September this year. The Minister of Finance, Nil Rickenbeck, says all businesses will now pay VAT, which they will be eligible to claim back, and this will ensure tax defaulters pay taxes.
The Minister of Finance, Nil Rickenbeck, says the amendment of the VAT Act will come with a lot of benefits, especially for businesses.
We have made electricity for domestic use non-VATable. So this will have no impact on household use. It will have an impact on businesses. So from the 1st of September, all businesses in Eswatini will start paying VAT on electricity. But as we know, businesses can claim back the VAT. VAT is not meant to affect businesses. And so all businesses that are registered for VAT, they'll be able to claim back. What we are doing in this case, though, we are obviously closing the net on businesses that are not registered for VAT. And so those businesses, if they're not registered, we're hoping that when they now start paying VAT on it, that they'll go and they'll register for VAT so that they can come into the VAT tax net. So, I think the advantage here, it shouldn't have any impact on the population. At the moment, under the current circumstances, we're trying to do what we can to cushion and to try and prevent extra tax on domestic use on individuals in Eswatini. But at the same time, we are also, I think there are some small changes when it comes to goods. So there at the moment, as far as I understand, all dairy products, for instance, are not VATable. But some dairy products are more luxury goods than more needs. Things like cheese and things like ice cream will now be VATable as well. So that there's a few of those items that are now going onto the VAT list. At the same time, there are some tweaks in the legislation just to help the collection of tax improve, which is really more for businesses than it is for domestic use.
The minister says the ministry plans to amend other pieces of legislation to facilitate ease of doing business. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
The Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Thuli Dladla, says Russia continues to assist students from Eswatini with challenges that come with sanctions. Minister Dladla says the ministry is in constant communication with parents to resolve issues that may arise. The minister was addressing some of the challenges that local students face as a result of sanctions.
The conflict that is currently going on between Russia and Ukraine caused the European Union and United States of America to pause sanctions in Russia. These sanctions are economic and transportation sanctions, among others. Russian people have started to feel the pinch, and Eswatini students studying in Russia are no exception. The Minister for Foreign Affairs, Thuli Dladla, says the Russian government continues to be helpful in resolving some of these challenges that local students face in as far as the sanctions are concerned. Besides the issue of empty shelves in stores.
SingeMaSwati sitholile kakhulu lusido kuyo iRussia. Nanyalo selobe yaqhubeka lolusido basangakasho ukuthi abasakhoni kusisida. Siyathi ke vele bulukhuni balapho kunemsinjwana khona. Kuthi ngalesinye isikhathi ukhanza ukuthi vele etintfo letinyenti atibi khona njalo kusibona ukuthi iRussia phela ithola ema-sanction vele kutaba khona bulukhuni and uma bukhona bulukhuni sonke siyabu-understanda and sonke kufanele ukuthi singablame umuntu ukuthi okunana bulukhuni nyalo esendanjani but siphile nabo lobo bulukhuni thina siphokophele embili ukuthi sizama uthola ini ekugcineni. So iRussia sike saba netingcoco nabo batali uma ucala nje lo msindvo kwakhanzeka kwekuthi bantfana abasakhona ukuthola imali emabhange uma baya sazama ke vele siyi-foreign affairs sisidwa tihlobo tethu letisedvute nayo iRussia taseSerbia lebe sithumela letimali through bona. Kwahamba batali bagcina bayitholile imfunja lengcono yekuthumelela bantfana imali.
The Kingdom of Eswatini continues to stick to its motto that it is a friend to all, an enemy to none. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangini, Mbabane.
The World Health Organization has supported the Ministry of Health with advanced health equipment and medicine. The aim of this donation is improving the healthcare service in Eswatini. We have a report.
One of the mandates of the World Health Organization in Eswatini is supporting government in ensuring health lives and promoting well-being at all ages towards universal health coverage and sustainable development. The organization has donated information technology equipment, laboratory testing kits, and PPEs valued at over 4 million emalangeni. The Minister of Health, Lizinkosi, says some of the donated equipment will help the ministry to effectively share critical information.
This donation speaks to our need as a Ministry of Health to continue to modernize our systems, to improve and modernize our systems and continue to digitize what we're doing in health. Your Excellency, you are correct. We've learned quite a lot in responding to COVID in the past 2.5 years. We managed to establish a center that gives us real time, but this cannot be a standalone thing. We have a number of other tools within the Ministry of Health.
The WHO country representative Cornelia Artyom says with the equipment, they are not only helping the ministry in responding better to COVID-19, but they also intend to help the country in building capacity for preparedness in handling other epidemics.
It's time to build capacities to detect and to respond to public health emergencies.
I therefore would like to encourage health stakeholders at national, regional and community levels and the private sector as well as the academic institutions to continue to support the ministry as they have done in this current COVID-19 pandemic.
The minister is further reminding Amaswati that vaccinating remains the best method for conquering the COVID-19 pandemic. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Thandukuhle Mdluli with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
The Minister for Home Affairs, Princess Lindiwe, says Umhlanga Reed dance is the pride of the entire nation. It is for that reason that chiefs are urged to allow maidens to attend the ceremony. Princess Lindiwe was speaking during the trial briefing held in Manzini, where she was represented by Home Affairs Communications Officer Mlandvo Dlamini.
When briefing tourists from Mozambique and Mpumalanga, the Minister for Home Affairs, Princess Lindiwe, represented by the Ministry's Communications Officer Mlandvo Dlamini, says Umhlanga Reed dance allows young maidens to showcase their dance skills. Dlamini says each and every Liswati is aware of their cultural responsibility. The minister says maidens who participate during this day attend Umhlanga willingly and with pride.
Litiko latasekhaya ngona ema-custodians ma-national events lapha even. Lenda shoko ukuthi ema-national events ayendeka phinze aba yimpumelelo. Kuze ke abe yimpumelelo lama-national events endiwa ngini ningemaswati endiwa ngini nitivakashi telive. Kutsata onke emaswati sikhuthate tonke tintfombi kuthi nembala athi usukumele lo mbuthano.
Nonduduzo Zubuwe Indvuna Yembali assured the nation that maidens will be safe.
Umhlanga ngeleli siko leli ni akutsingize ngilichaze but ndalubona kabanti nasenifika kulo.
She explained what happens from day 1 to day 7. Zibuko urges maidens to come in their numbers. The Eswatini Tourism Authority's CEO Linda Nxumalo says there are a number of activities that tourists can look out for in all the 7 days.
And alongside the Reed dance, we have the Swazi Rally, which is a motorsport event and also a biking spectacular event, for lack of a better word. And it is also a camping expedition for the bikers. And during that time, there's going to be a big show. We're going to be having acts from Mozambique, acts from Eswatini, and from South Africa as well.
Umhlanga ceremony will commence on the 30th of August 2022 up until the 5th of September 2022. For Eswatini TV News on Domlangini, Themba Shabangu, Manzini.
The Eswatini Competition Commission says schools that would be found to have defied the ruling to nullify contracts which force parents to buy school uniform from certain businesses will face strict penalties. The Manager of Cartels and Enforcement, Nolwazi Gunene, says the grace period of 2 years to nullify the contract which the schools had been given elapsed back in May this year.
In the year 2020, the Eswatini Competition Commission made a ruling that parents should not be forced to buy school uniform from certain businesses that schools have signed contracts with. The Manager Cartels and Enforcement, Nolwazi Gunene, says there will be strict penalties for schools that have not complied.
The grace period lapsed was for a period of 2 years, and it lapsed in May 8, 2022 after the board's decision of May 8, 2020. We did not receive feedback on whether the 2 years was unreasonable or not, so we were of the view that everyone is complied and we expect adherence. The adherence is from the suppliers together with the schools. When you say schools, we speak of the school's administration, the school uniform boards, the school, any decision taken by the necessary bodies that make decisions for the school will be accountable. to the extent that if after this period, 8th of May 2022, you are found to have contravened the law will take its course. And to the extent that our maximum penalty in terms of the Competition Act is to impose a penalty fee, which we call an administration fee of 10% of your annual returns. This will also affect the schools and the uniform suppliers. And the board has powers of even recommending further orders in terms of be it as a supply of school uniform. They can direct an imprisonment or an arrest or a personal fine of those directors together with the people who are responsible for the operations of the schools, which I say they could include school committees who arrive at this decision together with the school committees and teachers and staff, those that are responsible and involved in such activity.
The Commission says its main objective is not to make the operations of businesses hard, but this should be done following all laws and laid down procedures. For Eswatini TV News, Nelswen Langamanda with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
Following the commencement of the Triland Initiative on Monday, the three countries' tourism boards, which comprise of Eswatini, Mozambique and South Africa, did their final tour of Eswatini's tourism destinations, where they visited the National Museum, the King's Opals at the Second Park and Swazi Candles, to name but a few. We have a report.
The three Triland Initiative entities, which include Eswatini Tourism Authority, Mpumalanga Tourism Parks Agency, and the Mozambique Tourism Board, continued their excursion, exploring Eswatini's various tourist destinations with the aim to promote the region as a tourist destination. Mpumalanga's member of the Executive Council in Finance, Economic Development and Tourism, Vusim Kachwa, says the 2 days have been fruitful in realizing the Triland Agreement. He says Eswatini has infinite potential in the tourism industry.
We have went around, crisscrossed Swaziland. We have seen a lot of good products already that are existing within the space. And through the Triland Agreement between the three countries, South Africa represented by Mpumalanga and the Kingdom of Eswatini and Mozambique, we are to identify these opportunities, exchange skills, experiences and resources where needs be. For example, to assist the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini to also appreciate these opportunities and create more tourism products that in return they'll be able to create jobs, they'll be able to put bread on their table and sustain their livelihoods through tourism.
The Mozambique Tourism Board Chief Executive Officer Marco Vaz dos Anjos says Eswatini has a rich culture, which is a great unique selling point for tourism.
Well, Eswatini is beautiful, and we were happy to put focus for Eswatini as a traditional culture, and we were actually driven to the best areas where tourists can come and experience what you really have best to show.
The Triland Initiative also seeks to promote trade as well as positioning the three countries as investment destinations. Sifiso Ngumalo with Temba Shabango for Eswatini TV News in Manzini.
And now we'll have a look at our financial markets.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Moving on, we'll have a look at our sports news. Chairman of Mbabane Swallows Elders Committee, Absalom Gwenya, says Bishop Begi Lukele is still the club's president and nothing has changed. Gwenya also highlighted that the departure of some of the club's players is something that is out of their hands. Gwenya mentioned this in a press briefing at the club's offices in Mbabane.
Mbabane Swallows Football Club called a press conference here today at their offices in Mbabane on Tuesday, just to clear the air on a couple of issues that have been making headlines in different platforms, be it media platforms and on social media, pertaining to the issue of the club president, also saying that there have been links that the team is looking for a new club president who is coming from outside the country. In a press conference here at the offices, the chairman of the Elders Committee, Mr. Absalom Ngwenya, cleared the air, saying that Mr. Bishop Lukere is still the club president and will remain the club president until further notice.
Sithe ukugcizelela nekusho ngoba abantu nasihamba la ZFB imbabane Swallows iphethwe ngibabe Bheki umbishapi lesimbida labholweni ithi president ibuye akefika ngophela kusiphuthume ngesikhathi kushona ngamenzo wathi cha Swallows sekunokuthi singafa kanti iminyaka nayo izukanyana angibambe meanwhile nifuna lomunye umuntu longangelekelela angibambe meanwhile nifuna lomunye lotawudangelekelela vele kefika nje besivele sinako lokho ayithi kucala lamuhla lokuthini ufuna umuntu otamelekelela lokunye ke lokushanathi ufuna umuntu omelekelela bekana bhuti wakhe bangithu nobe sithi ngikabaza ngobe ubhizi umbishapi ubhizi president abe athembe yena athi ngiyelo tambambisa manje waseke inkosi iyamthatha nayimthatha sekuba nesikhala ke vele soyadingeka lo wesibili umuntu otambambisa hayi ukuthi utambambisa usho ukuthi uyahamba yini uyachiya eniqala.
Another issue that has been making headlines in different platforms is also the issue of players that have been leaving the camp of Mbabane Swallows. Absalom Ngwenya confirmed the departure of player Njabulo Difodin Ndlovu and also Sedio Blanja, who has left the country to play in an international club. He, however, confirmed that this week he signed all the paperwork for the remaining players. And according to his knowledge, no other player will be leaving the camp soon.
Ngisayine ngishona le bangekho ma blank quad ngasayina ngendlela athi ubethu umuntu ohlaka sayinela ukuthi singamsayinela lona nje la D14 ngilisayina ngekho kunelithemba bathu utawufika kusasa ngathi ngoba ngikashana ngisale ngihlale ngisayinile wonke ngifika nyalo ngisayinela idake nabo labahamba kwakusho ukuthi bahanjiswa ukuthi khona enbulukhulu khona neyathi nje badlali uthi uhleli kusonywe ukuthi uyahamba la ikakhulu ke lokunye bafana bethu la kuma forces bayalula ngoba bathi batawuthola umsebenzi ngiloko nje lokubahambisa kwangakwayithi banjizwa thina imbabane Swallows siphosela ngase wende kahle ubuke kahle sibhadala konke lama club kakhulu futhi sibaphatha kahle futhi lapha hayithi nabo nongababuta nje bahambiswa ukuthi izemkhulu akhulile ngafike ngithola umsebenzi.
In conclusion, Mr. Ngwenya also touched on different issues, saying that 2022-2023 season will be a season where they are looking to be once again make headlines and participate internationally in CAF competitions. He also mentioned that the team's delay to begin pre-season was nothing out of ordinary, just taking precautions, just like any other team. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Musonera with Muzim Konda at Mbabane Swallows offices in Mbabane.
That's all for now. Before we go, let's have a look at our top stories.
The Minister of Finance says government is currently undertaking processes to procure protective clothing for members of the country's security forces. The Minister for Home Affairs urges chiefs to allow maidens to attend this year's Umhlanga Reed dance. Minister of Tourism Moses Vilagati says governments have to find a solution for visa-related issues.
And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update. From myself and the team, thank you for your company. Good night.
guys, it's your girl Nogwazi Dlamini, and this is Brains on the Go. We finally made it to Ngwane Central High School, as you can see right next to me.
I would just like to say I'm just excited to be meeting other people who are as passionate as I am.
What is our staple food, Vuyo?
It's maize.
Correct.